Hello and welcome to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. Getting into today's top stories, crews from multiple fire departments responded to a major fire at Griner Plaza at 120 East Main Street Saturday afternoon. The building is located at the corner of Main and 2nd Streets. Upon arrival, crews found heavy fire and flames showing through the top of the structure, a news release from the Washington Fire Department said. The cause is under investigation at this time and no injuries were reported. No further information is available at this time. The process took some time, with the call coming in at around 4 p.m. and emergency responders staying on the scene until after dark, the news release sent shortly after 9 p.m. This building is owned by Griner Buildings and also houses the Wedge and Goldfinch Solar Project offices, among others. While the structure is adjacent to another office building, crews said there was no damage to the neighboring structure once flames were extinguished. Washington County officials said they've heard negative feedback about the ambulance department's basic life support vehicle, which it uses primarily to transport patients between hospitals for revenue. The county plans to keep the truck in operation for now, but is seeking additional information in the coming weeks. Supervisors said recent complaints from residents sparked the newfound attention on the BLS truck, which was approved for service almost exactly a year ago. While it has brought in revenue from transfers as planned, the truck travels more than some anticipated, with one outlying trip as far away as Omaha, Nebraska, reported over the summer. Travel distance was the most immediate concern of some supervisors. Bob Yoder said long-distance transfers would lower the lifespan of the truck. Another issue is the risk that resources could be out of county when they're needed. While the BLS truck doesn't need a paramedic aboard like typical ambulances, the one making the trip to Omaha did so with an overqualified crew, as a typical BLS team was not available. It did so July 19th, the middle of the Washington County Fair Week. CWIP proposed that the services only be provided to people with a connection to the area, such as residents of adjacent counties, others with plans to check in at the area's hospital, or an injury that they got while in the county. The county plans to gather more data before setting hard rules on transfer distances. Supervisors said they'd ask the department for more data about transfer destinations in future reports. Young said he expected the numbers soon. The Mount Pleasant City Council approved the purchase of a 100-foot mid-mount ascendant aerial for the Mount Pleasant Fire Department to replace the current 1990 aerial used by the department. According to the proposal presented to the City Council, the purchase price for this new truck is $1.8 million. The new truck will seat 5 firefighters, carry 300 gallons of water, and is capable of pumping 2,000 gallons of water. The department's current truck does not have a water tank. With the goal of this large purpose serving the department well for the next 25 to 30 years, the fire department has executed exuberant amounts of research. According to the department, they have been working on creating the best truck since March and have utilized the knowledge of other departments to ensure they are well informed. The fire department is hopeful to deliver the new truck in 16 to 18 months. Alpesmeyer Fish Power Engberg in Helling PLC celebrated opening a new location in Mount Pleasant with a Chamber of Commerce ribbon-cutting ceremony on Thursday. The law firm already had law offices in Burlington, West Point, Winfield, and Minneapolis, but recently expanded their office again to better serve Mount Pleasant and the surrounding areas. The new office is located on East Washington Street. This firm was established in 1877 and currently consists of 8 lawyers. They provide attorney services for commercial and residential real estate, civil litigation, insurance defense, tax law, probate and estate administration, trust and estates, labor and employment law, and non-compete agreements. Iowa Wesleyan University invites the community to participate in their International Fair Wednesday, November 16th at the Howe Student Center. The event will run from 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. with traditional snacks and souvenirs from 39 countries. This is an annual event held in the fall as part of International Week. IW hopes attendees will learn about the cultural diversity currently present on their campus through food, traditional clothing, informational displays, and performances from the international students. Spring 2022 international student demographics include a total of 124 international students from 35 countries. IW also offers an international friendship program designed to help the Mount Pleasant community get to know and make friends with Iowa Wesleyan University international students by inviting them into their homes for holidays and other activities. We're going to take a brief break, and we come back, we'll have the weather and sports.
Since 1905, Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our communities stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
Hospice isn't a place, it's a type of care that focuses on living. Servicing a 7-county area, the Hospice of Washington County staff of nurses, social work, hospice aides, spiritual and grief support, volunteers, music and massage therapists are able to provide free end-of-life care where the patient lives. We write wills, give consent for organ donation, but rarely is there a plan for what we would want the final phase of our lives. At Hospice of Washington County, we encourage our patients to be in charge of their healthcare decisions while maintaining quality of life.
Hello and welcome back to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. We have the weather and sports coming up, but first obituaries. Anna Roth of Fairfield passed away on November 11th at the age of 98. Banner Funeral Home was in charge of the arrangements. Judith Ann Alexander of Fairfield passed away on November 11th at the age of 70. Banner Funeral Home was in charge of the arrangements. Dr. Michelle C. Fitzpatrick, formerly of Washington and Mount Pleasant, passed away on November 10th at the age of 55. Arrangements are pending at the Kimsey Funeral Home of Mount Pleasant. Catherine L. Prescia, formerly of Mount Pleasant, passed away on November 5th at the age of 80. Celebration of life will be held on December 3rd in Milford, Massachusetts. Gertrude Lauder of Washington passed away on November 9th at the age of 90. Celebration of life will be held at 1 p.m. November 19th at the Jones and Eden Funeral Home. Woon Yin Chin Bodana of Fairfield passed away on November 10th at the age of 79. His service will be held at 5 p.m. November 13th at the Sanctuary of the Gold Magnolia. Cranston Family Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. Dwight Tom Lee Manning of Wayland passed away on November 9th at the age of 88. A funeral service was held at 11 a.m. November 12th at the Beatty Funeral Home in Washington. Roger D. Howe of Columbus Junction passed away on November 9th at the age of 79. Celebration of life was held at 10:38 a.m. today at the Jones and Eden Funeral Home. Sharon Lee Klunk of Washington passed away on November 8th at the age of 84. Celebration of life will be held at a later date. Jones and Eden Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. Charles Nicholas Edwards III passed away on November 6th at the age of 76. A celebration of life will be held at a later date. That was obituaries. It is now time for the weather.
The weather is brought to you by Jacqueline Ariola, LLC.
Come visit Jackie in her new location downtown. She is ready to serve Washington and the surrounding community. Today has been cloudy with a high of 40. Tomorrow we may see some snow showers. There is currently a 50% chance of that happening. Wednesday it'll be mostly cloudy with a high of 34, as well as 15-mile-an-hour winds. On Thursday it'll be similar, partly cloudy skies and a high of 34, although a little less windy. We will end our work week with a high of 31 and mostly cloudy skies. Mount Pleasant football head coach Sean Striegel is stepping down after a decade in the position. More on that after the break. Family owned and operated by Andy and Sarah Ross. Ross Auto has been your vehicle repair and maintenance headquarters since 1935. We specialize in all makes of cars and light-duty trucks. With our variety of available services, let us help you keep rolling and your vehicle operating efficiently. Services include general auto repair, alignments, brakes, fuel injection, and more. Schedule your appointment today at 319-653-5656. That's 319-653-5656. Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank. Hello and welcome back to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. It is now time for sports.
Sports, brought to you by Fairway.
The search is on for a new head football coach at Mount Pleasant Community High School. After a decade at the helm, Coach Sean Striegel resigned from the head coaching position last week, less than a month after the end of the 2021-22 season. Striegel, who was an assistant coach from 2005 to 2012 before taking over as head coach in 2013, says personal issues have gotten in the way of giving all he has to the Panther program, which has him ready for a break next season. It's just the right thing for me right now, Striegel said. A part of our conversation at home with my wife and my family is I'm not able to give 100% of myself to be the head coach right now. Striegel says he won't be leaving town. He plans to stay in Mount Pleasant and continue as the throws coach for the track and field team as long as he can give it 100%. Striegel and the Mount Pleasant Throwers have won 4 state titles in the last 3 track and field championships. Striegel says the opportunity to coach Mount Pleasant was a blessing, which is why it makes it difficult to step away. Among the talent that Striegel coached were former NFL players Leonard Wester and Henry Krieger-Coble, as well as Henry Latofsky, who is currently an offensive lineman for Nebraska. Weird that I wasn't included in that list. Striegel says that what he'll miss most is building bonds with his players and coaches. Washington's multi-sport standout Ethan Patterson has made his college decision. The senior Demon has signed his letter of intent to play baseball at Winona State University. Patterson has had a stellar career for the Demons, both in the batter's box and in the field. In his junior season, Patterson finished with a batting average of .378, a team best. He tallied 33 runs, a team best as well, 31 hits, and 10 RBIs on the season. Patterson was very disciplined at the plate, striking out just 9 times in 27 games. Patterson was fantastic at running the bases too. He led the Demons in stolen bases with 18. Patterson will be joining a Winona State squad that went 17-23 overall and 14-12 in Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference play. Mount Pleasant senior Andre Laprieto will be headed to the Quad Cities next fall. The Panthers girls basketball standout made her college choice known last week in the media center of the Mount Pleasant Community High School when she signed with Blackhawk College in Moline. Laprieto is about to enter her final year of high school basketball. She has been a staple of the girls basketball team since her freshman year, finishing 3rd in scoring as a 9th grader before leading the team as a sophomore and junior. Laprieto scored 21.3 points per game last season, meaning she'll be leading the returning scorers in all of Class 4A. She also pulled down 9.9 rebounds per game and dished out 4.3 assists per game, both a team high. Blackhawk College went 22-10 last season. Blackhawk has 4 Iowans on its active roster, including 2022 Mid-Prairie graduate Maddie Noneman. Laprieto says she hopes her last season in a Mount Pleasant uniform leads to a big run, but that she also hopes to enjoy the last ride. That is the news for Southeast Iowa. I've been your host, Nick Steffens. This is Newsbreak.